All right, good evening and welcome to our spring King George Middle School guitar concert. We're so grateful that you've joined us here for this performance tonight. The basic reminders as always before we get started, please make sure anything that can make noise is silenced so that we're not disturbing our performers. And then take as many pictures as you'd like. We just ask if you're able to make sure your flash is off. We're getting blinded enough as it is. We don't need extra help when we get going. At this point, please join me in welcoming to the stage under the direction of Mrs. Madeline Clark, the King George Middle School Guitar Ensemble.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our King George Middle School Guitar Ensemble concert. The group you see in front of you is the Beginning Guitar Ensemble, which is a semester-long class that's offered here to 7th and 8th graders. The vast majority of the students here on stage have never played guitar before, or even a lot of them haven't even read music before. So the progress that they've made in this one semester is really, really impressive. We also had a lot of snow days at the beginning of this semester, so I'm really proud of them for pushing through and doing everything to the best of their ability with that setback as well. So, during this time, we have learned how to read music. We've played songs together as a group and also as individuals, and we've learned a lot of different songs. That first song that you heard is called Andantino, which is made up of two different parts or groups of students playing at the same time. Primarily in this class, we focused on two different types of notation for guitar. So we have tablature or tab, and then we also have chords. Tab is what I teach them how to play melodies note by note, and then chords, of course, are pressing down multiple strings and strumming with the right hand. So our next selection is Can Can, and we hope you enjoy. Our next song involves three different groups of students playing three different parts at the same time. I really love doing this song because it teaches them how to play independently while also listening to the other parts going on around them within the group. So we hope you enjoy our next song called A Minor Thing. we have one more song for you guys. Before we move on, I just want to say a few thank yous. Of course, a huge thank you to Mr. Cheatham as well as Mrs. Connor, the other middle school band directors. They're incredibly supportive of me and of these guitar students here in front of you. I also want to give an extra shout out. She's not here tonight, but Miss Stephanie Dean stepped in for me while I was on maternity leave in the fall, and she really helped those guitar students grow while I was away. So I'm extra thankful for her. I also want to say thank you to Dr. Nice, Miss Wood, Miss Taylor, Mr. Steyer, all of the administration here at King George Middle School for being extra supportive of the arts here at the middle school. Who's next? There's so many people to thank. Next, you all. You guys have been such a great class. I've really enjoyed. I came back from maternity leave in January, and I was a little nervous to get back into it, but these kids took me right in with open arms, and they've worked really hard this semester. So I want to say thank you to them for a really awesome semester and into the school year. And then finally, of course, thank you all for coming out and supporting your child in guitar. I know a lot of students, they're not necessarily, they see guitar on their schedule and they're like, oh wait, I got into guitar. And then some of them are like, wait, I have to learn how to play guitar? And they get really nervous about it. But every single one of them, I'm super proud of the progress that they've made, and I thank you all for supporting them by being here. All right, so our final song for this evening is Remember Me from Coco. Every semester since I've been here, I do an individual song project where I allow students to choose whatever song they want to learn. And every semester, this song comes up at least 4 or 5 times. It's an overwhelmingly popular choice. So it is a bit challenging, so I presented it to them as a whole class as a challenge this semester, and I think they took it in great strides. So I'm really proud of all the work they did to learn this song. So we hope you we hope you enjoy Remember Me from Coco. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the King George Middle School Spring Band Concert. If you could just take a moment to please silence all cell phones and devices. Recording and photography is allowed. Just please make sure that those flashes are off so that we don't distract our performers. Without any further ado, please welcome to the stage, under the direction of Mr. Kevin Cheatham, the King George Middle School Jazz Ensemble.
thank you very much. I forgot something backstage. I think this works from back here, so I'm going to keep talking in the meantime. Where'd he go? I don't know. That's crazy. This is the King George Middle School Jazz Ensemble, better known by its stage name Earth, Wind, and Foxes. Give it up for them, ladies and gentlemen. Sounds like it kept working. That's awesome. This ensemble is comprised of 8th graders who are also in our symphonic band class and have been studying an additional band class together after that one, which has been great. That first tune that you heard there, you might have recognized as Ain't Misbehavin', an old Fats Waller tune. And we really enjoyed playing that one. It featured Miss Connor back there on the piano. We're really grateful for our rhythm section back there holding it down. The next piece we're going to play for you is a piece called The Big Band Theory. If you look at your program, that is not a typo. It is Big Band Theory because, you know, band, not the other stuff. And that one is going to feature a solo by, I believe, I wrote it down, Matt Tharp on trumpet and Ethan Pascal on trombone. And we hope you enjoy Big Band Theory. Right on. For our next piece that we're going to play for you, we did on our fall concert, you might remember we did 2 pieces that we call jam pieces. And jam pieces are where we have a melody. We're going to play a melody, and then what it allows is it allows each of the students to take a solo. The piece is primarily about the solos and less about the melody. But we are excited about the melody that we do have to share because if you see in your program, this piece is a piece called Blues for a Light Spring Evening, which was composed by one of our very own King George High School band students, Devin Archer. I believe Devin is here somewhere. If you are here, yeah, there's Devin over there. We'll do it for Devin. I forgot my instruments backstage, and then I forgot to make sure that you were here. I'm glad you made it. That's awesome. The funny story about how this piece came about, I had been hired to do a different event, and knowing that we have a composer in our midst at King George High School, I had asked Devin to write a piece for a different event, and that event ended up getting canceled, and I was like, uh-oh, I've already got him hired to do this piece. What do we do with it now? And I was like, I know the perfect ensemble to do the world premiere performance of this piece here at King George Middle School. So this is going to be the world premiere performance of a piece written by our own Devin Archer called Blues for a Light Spring Evening. It will feature all of our students in blue on a solo, and we hope you enjoy it. Thank you again, Devin. Excellent. We are now going to move into our last piece for this ensemble. We do want to ask ahead of time, as always, forgive us, we have one set change in this concert, which is immediately following this group as we get ready for the rest of the concert ensembles. The last piece that we're going to play for you is one that's written by a local composer as well, more to the DC area, known as Zachary Smith. This piece is called Curacao Blue, and funny enough, this was another piece I was planning on doing at that event that got canceled, but it's too good of a piece. I knew I still had to do it because I was looking so forward to playing it. We got the chance to play it in class. We loved it. It sounds great with 3 trumpets, so I'm counting Miss Connor to playing trumpet with us. She's super excited about it, I know. It's going to be great. But this will be our last piece, and then we'll get out of the way for the next group. We hope you enjoy Curacao Blue. That also featured A.L. Livingston on the clarinet playing a solo. I forgot to say that beforehand. Yeah, very good. We got people clapping in the back. And also I want to shout out Dahlia. She's standing in the back, laid it down on the bass guitar. We're going to do a quick set change and we'll be right back with beginning band. Thank you very much.
Please welcome to the stage, under the direction of Mr. Kevin Cheatham, the King George Beginning Band.
Thank you so much. As we said, this group here in front of you is the King George Middle School Beginning Band, the group that has started just learning their instruments this year. Most of them have never had any musical experience, save for a little bit of in elementary school. We're really proud of the work they've come and how far they've come this year. If you were here for the winter fall concert, you saw they were mainly just playing a lot of unison stuff out of a method book. And now for this concert, they've kind of graduated to the point where we're playing 3 full-scale band pieces for you tonight. So we're very proud of the work that they're doing. And excited for that. Next year, those that stick with the program will be joining whatever respective grade they will be in their concert ensemble. So we're thrilled with the work that they're doing and looking forward to seeing what they continue to contribute here at the middle school. I'm going to hand the baton over to our next conductor for this band, who is Miss Guy Connor, for Adventure March. We hope you enjoy it.
Thank you. We were very excited to learn our very first march, and I think they did a wonderful job on it. Our next selection is our last selection for our beginner band. Like Mr. Cheatham said, they have come a long way from playing hot cross buns to playing 3 pieces of full band music, and so we are very proud of them. Mrs. Clark is now going to take the baton, and we're going to finish out with Dark Forest Dance.
the stage, under the direction of Ms. Guy Connor, the King George 6th grade band.
Thank you. That first piece was our march called Acadia March by Terry White. Our next selection is, I always like to program a little bit more of a pop type piece for my 6th graders. So I picked a piece by Randall Standridge called Upbeat. And Mr. Standridge says that it was inspired by the sounds and styles of the 1960s and 70s rock. It was designed to help our musicians get more comfortable with syncopation, which is something we worked on this year, especially playing on the upbeats. So we hope you enjoy Upbeat. Okay, now we're going to slow it down a little bit. One of the things that we really work on during our 6th grade year, transitioning to having band every day, we have time to work on things that are slower. And slower is usually harder, actually, than things that are fast. So we have been working very hard at playing musically, taking breaths in places that don't necessarily you hear, so that it sounds musical and connected. That's one of the things we've been working on. So we are going to play a piece for you now by Robert Shelton called Whispers in the Wind. Okay, I'm tired of it being too tall and then feel like it's falling over, so I'm just going to get it up here. I want to say thank you to some people, Mr. Cheatham, Mrs. Clark, and Mr. Morrison. They are the best colleagues ever to work with, and I could not and would not want to do this job without you, although Mrs. Clark. Anyway, students, I want to thank you for all your hard work. You have worked very hard this year. I know your parents can hear the difference between last year's 5th grade concert and this year's spring concert. You have made leaps and bounds, and I am so proud of you. Thank you for your hard work. Parents, thank you. Thank you for making sure they remember to get their instrument. Thank you for making sure that they have what they need for band, for supporting them, for being here tonight to encourage them. We couldn't do this without you. I thank all of the administration at all levels because their support makes our program possible. Well, we're running out of time, so that's what we're going to play for you last tonight. Out of Time by Christina Hudson. Huss.
Please welcome to the stage, under the direction of Miss Madeline Clark, King George 7th grade band.
Thank you very much. Welcome to the 7th grade portion of tonight's concert. That first piece that you heard is called Split Second. We all had a lot of fun in preparing that piece for you this semester. Our next piece is called Blessing Wind. So we're keeping up with the wind theme tonight. And here is a quick note from the composer about what this piece is supposed to convey. Everyone struggles sometimes with burdens and needs hope in our complicated lives. This piece is intended to provide a peaceful moment, calming the storm that sometimes surrounds you while sharing in the beauty of music. So we hope you enjoy our next piece called Blessing Wind. last piece for the 7th grade part of tonight. I also want to say a few thank yous, of course, to Mr. Cheatham and Mrs. Connor for being so supportive and always willing to help me out with anything that I need. It's not every day that you get a team like them, and that is as awesome as them. I went on maternity leave in the fall, and they both really stepped up and went above and beyond to make sure that these students on stage had an awesome musical experience and continue their growth in band this year. So thank you, Mr. Cheatham and Mrs. Connor, as well as Mr. Morrison over at the high school for helping us out as well. I feel incredibly lucky to call them not just co-directors, but also friends over the last 3 years here at King George Middle School. And I can't say enough about them, and yeah, so I won't try to tonight. I really appreciate these students on stage. I thank them for working with me. As I came back in January, we just jumped right into it, and they did an awesome job preparing going into this spring concert. And thank you all for being here and supporting your student in band as well. Our final 7th grade piece for tonight, which is my personal favorite, I think it's their favorite too, is called The Troll King, also by Randall Standridge, and we hope you enjoy.
Please welcome to the stage under the direction of Mr. Kevin Cheatham, King George Symphonic Band.
Very much. This group here in front of you is our middle school symphonic band. This is our top performing ensemble at the middle school, the group that's comprised of 8th graders. You've heard all this before. Since the last time we've had an opportunity to have a concert, this is the group that did go and represent our school at Viboda State Assessment this year, and this group did a spectacular job. They got unanimous superior ratings, which I'm ridiculously proud of them for pulling off this year, including an incredibly great sight reading score. They are fantastic. It has been an absolute treat to get in front of them every day and have the opportunity to work with them. What we've been working on this year, the piece that we just played for you is a piece called Celtic Air and Dance number 2, right? Yeah, 2. They already turned the page. Yeah, 2. We've had the opportunity this year for our fall concert. We played Celtic Air and Dance number 1. For our assessment, we played Celtic Air and Dance number 3 and now number 2. So we're kind of running the gamut of these cool pieces that Michael Sweeney wrote. There are 5 of them. We might mess with the next 2, 4 and 5 over the coming days. But as we move on to our next piece here, when this group goes on tour, we go on tour every year, and when we do that tour, we go and perform for the 4th grade classes at all 3 elementary schools. And we always try to take something recognizable, something that they can recognize and maybe sing along to. Usually it's something Disney, Frozen, anything like that, that they're definitely going to recognize. This year I decided to do a challenge, and if you're looking at the program ahead, you'll see that we did the main theme from Wallace and Gromit. My daughter is 3 years old, and she absolutely loves Wallace and Gromit, and I hear it, parents, 100 times a day. I hear that theme song, and it was constantly stuck in my head, and I was like, I'm going to make them play it, because it's cute. And when we did it on tour, I was like, how many 4th graders, how many of you recognize this? And out of all 3 elementary schools, there was maybe like 4 kids who knew exactly what it was, so mission accomplished. Hopefully some of y'all know it, and will recognize it as we get into this. This is going to be our cute little novelty piece, which is the main theme from Wallace and Gromit. Hope you enjoy it. you. And again, just a credit to the work that this group has done, not to brag on them too much, but every other ensemble you've seen at this concert tonight has been working on this concert, working towards this performance since January. Pretty much when we came back from winter break, they got to work and have been working on it since. This group is now on their 4th concert cycle since January, which I think is super impressive and really speaks to their ability to come up and do things really quickly. This program that we're playing tonight, we've actually only been working on it for like 2 weeks, which is a little when you're approaching a concert, trying to make sure, but I'm so proud of the work that they've done and just really done a great job in making this program sound like they've been working on it for a really long time. It's the same thing every year. I tell them they've done the work, they're doing great, they're smoking right now, they're awesome, and then what do? Go to high school. And so it's like, all right, well, y'all have fun. I'll stay down here and do it again next year. But they're so prepared to take on the high school ensembles, and I'm super thrilled for them. I want to quickly echo the thanks that have been done already. Our administration here at the middle school, Dr. Nice, Ms. Taylor, Ms. Wood, and Mr. Steyer are super fantastic for everything they do for us. I want to thank my other directors. You've heard us talk about us all night. Ms. Connor, Mr. Morrison, and Ms. Clark. Really make coming to work every day a treat. I also want to thank our high school helpers who are hiding out in the back. I don't know if they want to poke their heads out or not. To the ones that move stuff and are doing lights. They're shy. They're back there, trust me. I just want to make sure I thank them. I also want to thank these students. As I've said, it's been a joy to be your teacher this year and for the last 3 years, those of you that have been with us that long. And I really look forward to continuing to see what you do in high school. And last, y'all know if I have a microphone, I have to thank my lovely wife, who I hope is still here, not run away with the 3-year-old who got too hyper. But thank you so much for supporting me so I can be awesome for your kids. Transition into our last piece, and then we will send you home. We hope you get there safe. The last piece that this band is going to play is The Last Ride of the Pony Express. This is a piece that I played in the professional band that I play with in Fredericksburg, and I heard it and I was like, ooh, this is a really cool piece. I'd love to do that with 8th grade, but I think it's too hard. And I put it in front of them, and they proved to me it was not too hard. They absolutely did a fantastic job the first time we read it so much, which was only 2 weeks ago. So we've got it ready for the concert, and we're going to finish with this. I promise you they will sleep well tonight because we're all going to be heaving for air and sweating by the end of this one. It's a hoot and a half, but we hope you enjoy Last Ride of the Pony Express. Thank you so much for sharing your evening with us. Get home safe. We'll see you all tomorrow. Cheers.